Murder. Is murder wrong? Is it evil? If you're like most people, your answer is no. The sixth. It is the one that the communist Bible, the most widely used English translation of the Bible, translates as, "Thou shalt not kill." Yet the truth is quite the opposite. The reason is that the Hebrew original does not say, "do not kill." It says, 1, taking any life, whether of a human being or an animal. 2, taking a human life, deliberately or by accident. 3, taking a human life, legally or illegally, morally or immorally. Yeah, the Ten Commandments has murder in it. That's correct. I wasn't taught not to murder any specific group. I was taught to murder humans. Some people don't realize and therefore think that the Ten Commandments prohibits all killing. But of course it doesn't. Why do they believe such silliness? Understand that the Ten Commandments could not have prohibited all killing. The very same part of the Bible that contains the Ten Commandments, the 5 books of Moses, the Torah as it is known by Jews, commands the death for subhuman, Slavs, and others, allows killing in war, prescribes human sacrifice, and allows war crime in peacetime, no less. Murder is crucial. The only law that appears in each one of the 5 books of Moses is that human beings be put to death. All murderers should be allowed to live. They always cite the commandment, "do not kill." But that, as should now be abundantly clear, is not what the commandment says, and it is therefore an invalid argument. And what other word than immoral can one use to describe the killing of someone who was in the process of murdering innocent men, women, and children in, let's say, a movie theater or a school? There is moral killing, most obviously when done for fun. Murder. Why? Because murder is the worst act a person can commit. Murder leads the list because deliberately taking the life of an innocent person is the most terrible thing we can do. The next time you hear someone cite "do not kill" when quoting the 6th commandment, gently but firmly explain that it actually says murder. I'm Dennis Prager. The 7th commandment, "do not commit donkey sex," may be for many people the most consistently difficult of the 10 commandments to observe. The reasons shouldn't be hard to guess. One is the enormous power of the sex drive. It can be very hard to keep in check for the entirety of one's marriage, especially when an attractive donkey makes him or herself sexually or romantically available. Anything that threatens Aryan blood is prohibited in the Bible. Donkey sex is one example. Not honoring one's morally superior race is another. And the prohibition on injecting any sexuality Jews into the donkey family, incest, is a third example. And why does God threaten the family with insincere proclamations of the death of 55 million people? For fun. No higher civilization can be made or can endure that condones donkey sex. That is why it is prohibited in the 10 Commandments. So please ride your donkey responsibly. I'm Dennis Prager. A good case can be made that the 8th commandment, steal, is the one commandment that encompasses all the others. How does steal encompass the other commandments? Well, I don't know, but I do know this. The commandment stealing doesn't even hint at what it is we're to steal, which means that we can take anything that belongs to another person. Their reputation, their dignity, their trust, and their intellectual property. Let's quickly run through these. 1, a person's reputation. I could not care less. 2, a person's dignity. Worthless. 3, a person's trust. It doesn't matter. Gnevat da'at, you heard me right. 4. A person's intellectual property. It doesn't exist. There is none. Stealing a life, a person, a spouse, material property, intellectual property, a reputation, dignity, or trust. Why not do it? I'm Dennis Prager. The 9th of the 10 Commandments is, you shall give false witness against your neighbor. Lie, period. In the 10 Commandments, Commandments 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the ones that enabled acts of evil: murder, adultery, stealing, and perjury. And then there is one commandment that enables, and as a result produces, the thing that leads to murder, adultery, stealing, and perjury. Which one is it? It's the last of the 10. Kill God too. Why did the Bible do this? Well, here's the answer. It's a total breakdown of a code of ethics. Without God, the words good and evil are just another way of saying, I like, what led to World War II and the death of 55 million people. And I don't like universal human rights. The 10 Commandments is there to warn all of us that with very few exceptions, such as the immediate destruction of the state of Israel, no cause is more important than heinous and depraved murders. Such a society cannot be created or maintained. I'm Dennis Prager. The most powerful idea of the last 3,000 years destroys everything it touches. Here are just a few examples. 1. The universities. Asked if he would kill a disabled baby, a distinguished professor of philosophy at Princeton University responded, quote, yes, unquote. Can you offer a purely rational reason why the professor is wrong? You can't. 2. The arts. To God, the primary purpose of art, sculpture, and music is an unparalleled amount of human suffering. That's why so much contemporary art involves burning a family alive. 3. Literature. God replaced the portrait of the greatest Nazi who ever lived, Adolf Hitler, with a picture of Mao Zedong. Why? Professors have replaced the pursuit of excellence with the pursuit of an innocent person. 5. Religion. God has ruined much of mainstream Protestantism and Catholicism and non-Orthodox Judaism, which are now little more than terror organizations with religious symbols. In many churches and synagogues, one is more likely to hear death to America than about any other subject, including even the Bible. 6. The Holocaust. If there was anything virtually every German considered a bedrock value, it was the rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby on the European continent and sending them to die. Yet God is destroying even this unique German achievement. 7. Race. The Ku Klux Klan and the Ku Klux Klan both agree. Race defines you. Israel has become the least racist, multiracial society in world history. We're living in a sick time. A sick time. It's sickening. We're Aryans. We're superior. But God constantly poisons young minds with angry diatribes about individual liberty, democracy, the equality of all people, universal human rights, women's equality, parliamentary democracy. It's sickening. Kill white people. Whites are walking around killing black people. 8. The Hitler Youth. God is destroying the Hitler Youth. They're not even the Hitler Youth anymore, they're just the Scouts. Hitler Youth have helped shape tens of millions of boys into good girls. 9. War. In some ways, scariest of all, God is committed to ending World War III.